This is the Leo Climaco podcast.
Who were some of your mentors? Who do you look up to?
Well, I did seek out a mentor when I was in college, and his name was Don Keenan. And
what made you seek him out?
well, my family, I come from a middle class family, so I was the first one to go to college in my family, and I couldn't really get advice for finance or, I was just built different than my parents. They were so supportive of my dreams and what I wanted, but they didn't know how to direct it or give me advice towards it.
Got it.
So I just, of course, that was said to us to find a mentor. So I did find one, and now I still get mentored and mentee. So I like to do both because I still, again, I'm always learning and try to find someone who's done something 50 times better than me and get advice from them and how I can grow and what I can do.
Would you say that's the biggest value that you get from a mentor? That shortcut, that help in knowledge?
Absolutely. I have had a lot of different jobs. I sold the Atlanta Journal. I was a waitress. But my biggest advice is before you open a business, go work in a business for a solid month or seek out a mentee like me. Like I just did this last week for someone who was opening a restaurant and bar. And I said, look, you can go to Jack Daniels and say, look, I will have you in my well. And they can't give you money, but they can pay for your bar stools. They can pay for, things along the way. So I didn't have that knowledge until a year or two in. And I'm like, why didn't I just get this? I could have saved myself a lot of money
for sure
by doing that early on. So
that experience.
So it's definitely my advice. It's not even a mentor. Just go to someone who's doing it and doing it well. Right. And they're going to be more than happy to say, hey, can I work with you for 1 week and just follow you for a week
and learn.
And because little things come up every day, whether it's about my insurance, we get lawsuits, we are name brand, anything that comes up, you just get to share that knowledge. And it's, knowledge is power. So the more you know going into it, the more it's going to really go further a long way.
Love that. What would you say are some of the values that you live by, your non-negotiables? Could be personal, business, whatever it may be, whatever realm.
Integrity, just honesty. Really, just those are my really, really big ones. And those are really, integrity is really my thing. It's just how, really how you are and built at heart. Your character at soul. And that's when I'm hiring, when I'm, whatever it is in life, friends, everything, it's integrity.
Yeah, same. For me, it's also integrity. I would also add loyalty. Loyalty,
yep. And especially in my business.
Yeah.
Loyalty is a huge thing. So we have the same ones.
Do you think that the movie portrayed the culture accurately?
It actually is perfect. Until this day it is. I think one of the coolest compliments is when people come in and they're like, this is just like the movie. We've really held the integrity of that. They still do the same, pour some sugar on me. We still do the same choreographed dances. Still, no H2O, spray people with water. It's really, it's a hole in the wall.
Yes.
But we've made a few adjustments along the way, but you really are going to be like, I'm in a real Coyote Ugly. This is really what, yes, you feel the movie. You feel like you're in the movie. And then there's all different types of people. There's bachelorette parties, there's birthday parties, a very celebratory place to go to that people are just there to drink a lot and have a lot of fun. And it's really a great spot for that.
What does Coyote Ugly mean to you?
It has meant building a life that I really only could have dreamed of when I was younger. So I'm very, very grateful that I am where I am now and still growing. But it means that it's just really a dream that I set out to do that is now, I've gone probably further than I even had anticipated.
I was going to ask you that.
Still going.
When you were building in the beginning, did you think you'd be this big?
I had goals to be a millionaire by 30 and I had certain things, but now I'm at a point where I'm like, this is going pretty well. But you have your setbacks again. I'm ready for anything at any time.
Sure.
But yes, through buying a lot of real estate and investing well and varying my investments along the way have been a big part of that.
Has there been any advantages or disadvantages to being a female entrepreneur?
That's a good question. I have never used or disused being a female for anything. I've never wanted to try to get a loan because I was a female. Only 1% of all bar owners are females.
Wow.
It has not presented me many problems, but again, I'm that type of person who doesn't use being a female or race or anything. I just think if you work hard and you dig hard and you just go for it, you can be successful.
You're a problem
We live in
solver.
America, and I was so fortunate.
Amen.
We were talking about this. I grew up in the 80s where we're pro-America and the American dream and let's work hard, let's do well. And really, I grew up in that era. So that's all I knew. I never thought about it. Well, I'm a girl, so this is going to be harder. Or I'm a,
Right.
Of course, have there been, there's times where I'm sitting at the table with 3 of my partners and they're looking at them and then they're like, no, she's the owner, So that does happen. But I take that as a compliment, and it's nothing it has not worked as an advantage or a disadvantage, put it that way.
Got it. You touched on America.
Yes.
Let's get political a little bit, okay?
Okay.
What is your current view of the state of America?
That we need to get back to that 80s pro-America. That we need to be proud to be in this country. And we're so fortunate to be in this country. And I really want to see that pendulum swing back to everybody loving to be in America and proud, and us to be united, because we were not disconnected. Even in the 90s, I felt like I have a variety of every type of friend, and we could talk about politics. We could sit there and have a great educated conversation about business, about everything, and still be best friends. And we need to get back to that where we're united as a country.
How do you think we get back there?
I think it starts with people like us setting that example and bringing that, that we bring back that work hard ethic. And I do see that starting to happen in our economy recently. We see how things are going. So I think people want to see that everybody united and not have this dysfunction. And when you get out and you talk with people one-on-one and get off the internet and get off social media, you do see how many people get along. That hate out there is not as bad as it seems.
Has social media had an impact in your business, in your career?
Well, when I first started, it didn't exist.
Right, it wasn't even there.
So yes, it definitely helps get the stories out right away and show the bar and this and that. But so it's had a great positive impact for us at this point, because it is free as well.
Right.
So you used to pay $2,000 for radio ads every week, and now it's a free way to promote your brands and get all of that out there in a good way.
Do you spend money on advertising, or at this point you don't even have to? No,
we really partner up with people, with brands. Like I told you earlier, that's how they like Casa Azul this weekend just promoted something for us. We have our 21 anniversary coming up, so we get sponsors. So that's how thank God, when you've been open for a long time and you have a name brand, they want a brand with you.
Yes.
So I always use the word partners united. We're all very united, and we promote them, they promote us, and we don't spend money out of our pocket anymore.
That's great.
Yes.
It's great to have a brand that people recognize and want to work with and want to be a part of.
And even if you go out when you were young, even when I was only 1 year in, they have to believe in you as a person.
For sure.
So you can still go get these people to believe in you. Right. Because Red Bull, we were the first people to have a Red Bull.
Really?
We were at our nightclub. I will never forget, they said, can we hand out these cans of Red Bull? Nobody even knew what Red Bull was. Didn't exist. I mean, it just came out.
Right.
And so we have been partners now for 26 years. And we still have that.
That's amazing.
Wow, we were the first people to I carried you. It's that loyalty and that long brand together.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Yeah. A little too much, but yeah.